Hello everybody. So this is our third lesson for conditional sentences. So today teacher going to focus on another exercise where you need to fill in three words to complete the sentence. And then before we proceed, teacher will just want to have a quick review of what we have learned in the first and second video. So let me share the screen. All right, so very quickly. So I just want to refresh you again on the present tense. Okay, remember that when you talk about zero condition, this will be the few options that you have to think about. That zero condition, it will be present tense. You'll be using modal verb or imperative. And this one is used to talk about things that are always or generally true. Basically, it's the facts. And when you go to first condition, still the present tense. But instead of just with the present tense, you need to add the word will. Alright, because it's no longer the 100% facts that it will sure take place, where if you fulfill the first condition, then only the will happen. Right, modal verb and imperative still apply. Alright, so go to the second condition. This second condition, we will move to the past tense. When you have the past tense, the will be would, and the modal verb itself will be the past modal verb, such as would, could, should, might. All this will be under the past modal verb. Okay, second condition normally is for those which is the situation where it is impossible or unlikely to happen. So when you give advice, you normally say, if I were you. Okay, if I were you. Okay, this one is to show that something that is impossible because I will never be you. That's why if I were you. Okay, then the next one. Okay, this is the third condition. Third condition is talking about things in the past that were possible but did not happen. So it is talking about things that you might regret for not doing. Okay, it's such as you will use not simple, not past tense, but past perfect. If you see here, you will basically apply had, past perfect, and then it will go with would have and past participle, or modal verb have plus past participle. Okay, all this we have discussed in the first exercise. Now, teacher would like to proceed on to this. If David works hard, he will get a promotion. David will get a promotion if he works hard. Okay, in the zero condition, we can use when or whenever instead of if. So this is the different way. If you want to have various type of sentences, this may be the consideration you would like to take. Okay, when it rains, the water comes in through the roof. Instead of using if, you can use the word when. Whenever he is under a lot of pressure at work, Mr. Jones starts to panic. Okay, this is another way to use the word if. And the first one, I would like to tell you that if David works hard, you have to comma, he will get a promotion. But if you do not want to use this way of construction, you can straight away use David will get the promotion if he works hard. But this one, make sure you don't put a comma. All right. And then this one, unless. Unless is equivalent to if not. Okay, make sure you know it's not just you are just not substituting the word if, but if not. Okay, now let's have a look. I won't give you the money unless you sign the contract. Okay, so providing that you do, so it means that you won't give the money, all right, if he didn't sign the contract. Okay, so the next one, provided provided that, on condition that. So providing that you do your job properly, you won't get fired. So this one also have the if connotation. Next, as long as, or as long as, on condition that. Well, you do well as long as you work hard. So it also give the idea of if. You will do well if you work hard. So if you don't want to use the word if, you can substitute it with the word provided that, as long as. Unless is substituting if not. Okay? Alright. For the second condition, we can use were instead of was in the if condition. So please take note about this second condition. The use of were is more formal, like what I have kept on mentioning. Why sometimes we use if I were you. Okay, like if she was or were a soldier, she would travel all over the world. So it is not wrong if you use the word was, but if you use the word were, it is more formal. Okay, so now we move to our questions. Okay, I don't think you should stay at the hotel. So you have to use more than 3 words. If you want to, instead of using I don't think you should stay at that hotel, you want to use the word if. So how would you construct sentence using the word if by with the same meaning? Okay, so it start with if I were you, I at that hotel. So how would you do it? Okay, so this is the answer. If I were you, I won't stay at that hotel. So you can notice that this one is using the past modal verb, but it's a past tense. Okay, because this one is I will never be you. Therefore, this one is the second condition where it will never, impossible or unlikely to happen. Okay, let's go to the next question. The weather is great, so I'm going for a walk. Alright, this is a very normal sentence using the linking word so. The weather is great, so I'm going for a walk. So if you want to use it as an if sentence, so how would you do it? And you can notice that that's this word would, won't. Okay, won't. Okay, so now how will you construct this sentence? So you have to construct it. You can choose either wasn't or weren't. Okay, like what I've said, were is being used if you want it to show it is more formal. So you won't be penalized if you use wasn't. Okay, if the weather wasn't great, I won't go for a walk. If the weather weren't great, I won't go for a walk. Both sentences acceptable. Next, sometimes the temperature reaches -15, then the lake freezes. So you see this is a facts, which is the zero condition. So when you use the zero condition, remember just now I introduced to you that you can substitute if with went or whenever. So now here they start with the word when. So how are you going to construct this sentence? When the temperature reaches -15, the lake freezes. So this is both present tense, reaches and freezes. Okay, so this is zero condition sentence. Okay, now we go to the next one. Amir wants to study harder, so he becomes a better student. Okay, so if you want to change the sentence to the if sentence, you see is this one I would say that this is the first condition sentence because it is the 50% probability of happening. It depending on whether Amil studies harder or he didn't do it. Okay, so If Amir studies harder, he'll become a better student. So we are using the present tense with the will. Okay, let's go to our last question. Monica should hurry if she wants to get to the concert on time. This is again is the first condition. Okay, sentence because it's using the present tense once. Okay, so now instead of remember unless is actually substituting the word if not. Okay, so let's have a look how you construct the word using unless. Unless Monica hurries, she won't get to the concert on time. Okay, so this is the few ways of constructing sentences where I review to you right now that you can substitute it with unless, okay, or you want to change it to using when or whenever. Okay, all right, that's all for today's lesson. Okay, all right, thank you.